Hello, everybody out there in the internet. Welcome to Aimless Z, episode 335. I'm Ticketmaster, joined by.
RPG Maniac 05.
And
So
Trioptical.
we've got so much been playing a middle segment about release dates or something,
We're doing
Yeah.
and and the news. So yeah, I've been playing.
We all know. We know what you've been playing. We know. We know.
It has begun anew.
Well, not really a new. I mean, he's been
I know. I feel
It
like a
he
relapsed
hasn't
addict. It's
stopped.
really
So
weird. I'm like, I've been here before. I know it's bad for me. I shouldn't be doing it, but I just can't stop. And here we are again. Lo and behold, Destiny, Rise of Iron, a very long session of gaming, even after the servers were like not up because there were issues with the pure error code. So lots of memes going on there on Twitter. I was just enjoying while the servers were just crapping themselves. But then once I did get in and I was playing, I was like, oh, it's all familiar and it feels. It's weird. It's weird. It's like it's new, but it's familiar. 'Cause it's the same game that you've been playing, and there's like a few things change. But besides that, it's very It's just same old, same old. Get the loot, level up, infuse stuff. You're just on that loot treadmill to nowhere. But I'm not at the phase of hating myself for the game yet. So it's like I'm still enjoying it. I guess I'll say I'm at peace with the game for now. So until you'll know when I hit the wall of the grind. Because I'm currently grinding, but like it's not pushing back too hard yet. It's just I've been incrementally getting up there, like 51, 335 to 350 is a like nice easy jog in the park. And then when once you hit 350, it's like, oh well, they stopped giving you nice juicy highlight level ingrams. And it's like, oh, this is the part where I have to beg the game to like give me something so I can get higher in my light level. So I
they
either
don't need you
do
high enough to
strikes,
get into the raid. So
I have to either have to do strikes and hit myself, or something else. So and there's some new quests and stuff. I got the year 3 Gallarhorn, but whatever. So it's still Gallarhorn, whatever. I prefer Sleeper Simulant personally, just because I can't blow myself up with it. I mean, I can shoot myself in the face if I'm in my bubble with my Titan or something, or I'm too close to the wall,
but it won't hurt
and like
you
it
though.
just like bounces, and it's like, oh, it bounces off things, but not
Is
as
it
accident
does it
prone with that weapon.
behave differently? The new Galahorn?
Not really. I haven't really used it. I've just seen people use it because I haven't really actually used it. But I like saw someone use it, and like I saw wolf backgrounds, and I was like, they have a Galahorn, and like I messaged them, was like, how'd you get it? And they didn't respond. I was like, oh well, be that way,
They don't
unfriendly
want you to
Destiny
know.
person. So it was weird. Like usually in Destiny, like the last 2 years, it's like vanilla, and then Taken King. I was like on playing, and then friends jumped in my game, and I jumped in their game, and it was like an adventure time. This time it was like all solo until I was on my Titan doing stuff, and then I had some people help me and stuff. But then besides that, it's been mostly a solitary effort. So
That's weird.
it's weird.
I've seen like several people like playing Destiny. Did you all just not talk to each other or
I was playing with
something?
Gamer and E-Dragon yesterday, but not until. But then I like also been like up all day, so I was able to just crack out
A lot of
and
people are at work.
just boost myself up to a decent level and be like, okay, now the hard part starts, and I can just keep on keeping on. And I didn't check the website, but I think Trials is this weekend, or maybe the raid's this weekend. I don't know. There's like some stuff coming out over the weekend. There's always gonna be some stuff apparent, or I don't know. And then they said something about like the seasonal events, air quotes, like Festival of the Lost and other stuff, SRLs. They could be longer and more something event filled. I guess we'll see. So not just here's a day or here's a week to grind for that loot you can't get to drop because the RNG in our game is terrible. So I guess we'll see what happens. Storyline, as far I mean, it was neat. It was interesting. It could have been better as always because it's Destiny. So there's a bit vague. It could have been more specific about like, well, but what about this thing? What about that thing? Will they get to it in the raid? Probably not. Kind
It's
of
fine.
sad to see
I'll
what
make up a
happened to
story
the
for you.
Iron Lords, but then it's cool because now you're an Iron Lord, and then like when you're in the Iron Lord mountain place, Fellrunner's Peak, the NPCs there are like Lord Guardian, and like they call you Lord. It's like, ooh, I feel special. It's like so cool. It's like, ooh,
But
ooh.
they call all of the Guardians that.
Well,
Oh,
not unless they're an Iron Lord. So
but
yeah,
you just said you become one like once. So I mean, like technically, everybody who got the DLC is
yeah,
gonna
but
be
not everybody
being
got the
called
DLC,
that.
so they're not all the Guardians are Iron Lords. So
Yeah, but a majority of them will be.
it was also like neat to see what Sladin was doing when he wasn't, hanging out in the tower, uh, residing over Iron Banner. It's like, oh, he actually had like an important role he was doing. He wasn't just like hanging out in space somewhere. Woo! So that's funny.
Does it explain how he makes that emblem all flamey?
No, it does not.
Oh,
Obviously using the power of the sun, tropical. That's what
that's
Titans do
really
now.
important to know.
Is it though? Is it?
Yes.
Well,
I
since
I want to make a flamey emblem.
well, you have a flaming hammer to do it. Just make one.
And it was
I'm
kind of
sure
cool
that's how he does it.
because
He
there's
just
like
uses the solar titan powers.
some missions where like Cade's like, oh, I'll have scouts in the Cosmodrome doing blah 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 blah, and like in this DLC you actually get to meet one of them, and he's one of like the quest givers, and his name's Shiro. So it's like, oh, you're one of Cade's henchmen, or well, I guess not henchmen, or helpers, or whatever you want to call them. So it's like, I guess it'll be
One of
like
the
it's cool to like see them like flesh out the details that they've like put into the game that's like been building up for like 2 years, and like, oh well, it's not just some throwaway line. It's like these people actually exist in the world, and they're like out there in the Cosmodrome doing stuff, and they have other headquarters besides the tower, and yeah, it's a bit dangerous out there when you're not in the tower by the traveler, the wilderness of the plague lands and the darkness zones. Scary place. Scary place, but you can still survive. Yeah, Destiny. So, I guess I don't know. It's weird. Also feel weird because I'm like not really super hyped about it. So it's like I didn't really have high expectations. I was just like, whatever, dude. So I think that really helped because I wasn't like, oh man, this better be effing amazing. This better be worth all the $30 I didn't pay for it. So it's like I just get to like enjoy it. It's like, oh, okay, whatever. Thanks, Afro. So, yeah, it's really weird. My perspective on it. So as I, yeah, and also I guess I'll just apologize beforehand because I mean I already did, but whatever, because I'm pretty sure this is going to go south, and when it does, well, I'll just blame Sappho because it's his fault. But for now,
well, technically, no. It's your fault. You continue to play it. It's not like you were like trying to put a gun in your head and like, hey, you have to play Destiny. So no, it's your fault.
hey man,
You
like
can't blame
well,
anybody else
I
but
guess I
yourself.
just to come out and say then hi, my name's Tekken Master. I'm a Destiny addict. I think that I have a problem, and I just can't stop because I was playing the game, and I kept playing it. I played it, and even though there's a Telltale episode 2 of like a game I'd been playing came out and I didn't play, and I was like, it's not out at midnight. I'm not gonna download this tomorrow. I'll be playing Destiny because I gotta level up. I have a problem. I don't know. The gameplay loop in that game is just so good to a point until it starts like breaking you down that it's like, I like this ride. It's like, nice and comfortable. Let me just lay back in this nice comfort chair and yeah, lounge out in it.
You got
Let's go shoot stuff and get engrams and thingies. Yay. Oh, also they changed some stuff where it's like the book that you get for your moments of triumph is at the beginning of the year, so you can like see. Well, you can't see all the stuff in there yet, but you can see like a bunch of different stuff in there as far as like
Yeah.
progress towards your thingy. So that's cool because there's always stuff.
So it's not a race in the last 2 months.
Yeah, so there's always like
you're just like, oh, I didn't finish 90% of this stuff.
yes, there's already stuff you can like look at it and be like, oh, okay, I can do this, do this, do this, do this. There's just but there's like some secret stuff like question mark stuff of like, oh, well, this doesn't even have an entry, so so I guess we'll get there and see. But till then, there's plenty of stuff to do toward your sweet year 3 moments of triumph. And I have like a conspiracy theory that they're gonna make it like super hard, which is like why they're gonna like let you work on it all year long. And then like last year was a T-shirt, and then maybe like this year it'll be like some super secret like. I don't know.
Well, it's possible that they just do it because like some people, because you see like towards the end of the year when people are like struggling to like hurry up and try to finish everything, and then you had people like because like that's why without people helping them like Gamer or Tropical or E-Dragon or whatever, if you guys didn't have like people that could help you because they like stopped playing because they like tapered off because there was nothing going on, then it's just like, oh crap, there's nobody playing, there's no way I'm going to finish all this stuff. So maybe they give it to you at the beginning of the year, so it's like you already have an idea of what you need to do, so that way your friends would be able to already be around to help you, so you're not like panicking like when it's like, oh, by the way, there's 2 weeks left and you have 40 different things that you need to accomplish before then. Good luck. And then it's just like, oh, I'm doomed. So
And
they're probably just trying to
That's what I did.
see.
and they switched up the weekly Crucible thingy, so it's like it's just one bounty focused around a specific game type. And this week it was Supremacy, which is the new game mode in Crucible. And I gotta say, I do not hate it, so that was a surprise. So I was like, oh, this isn't that bad, because you gotta, collect their thingies when they fall to the floor after you kill them.
Gross.
So you can't just like sit back and be all like, I'm just gonna sit here and wait for someone to come around the corner like a cowardly, dastardly villain. It's like, no, I gotta be all up in their face and kill them and take their thingy and like, haha, gotcha. And, yeah. Or if they kill one of my teammates, I can get their thingy before they get it and be like, yeah, I got it from you, haha. So I've been enjoying that game mode. 'Cause you gotta be all close counters and stuff.
It's a different kind of scalping.
And yeah, auto rifles good counter to shotguns. I've learned that because I have that sweet Trials of Osiris auto rifle from last year, and that's the cool thing too. Is like your stuff from last year carries over as far as like armor and weapons, so you can keep on infusing them up if you like your stuff, and not be all
Sweet.
get a green Ingram that's like 350, and it's like, well, this is better
This
than everything I
English
currently
better than my
have,
exotic.
and it's all useless. Oh, so yeah.
It's good that they made it so that it's like 1-to-1 infusion now too. So it's like you're not like,
Yes.
okay, I need like 40 different Ingrams just to infuse into this one thing, and then it'll just get just shy of that cap, and it's like F you Ingrams. So that's good.
Actually, something I've noticed is that sometimes when you infuse it, it goes like up one light level from like what you were infusing it into, and I was like, wait, what? I infused a 351 into a 3 something something, and it came out 352. Whatever, not gonna complain. Thanks, RNGesus. So that's weird. Hope they don't fix it because it's a helpful, nice bug. So yeah.
It might be intentional.
For all the pain that we've caused you the last 2 years, yes. We're talking to you too, because yeah.
I can't wait until year 4
Why is that?
because stuff will be happening, and then I can jump back in and be like, "Hey guys, I'm back," and then be like light level 310 when everybody else is like 450 already, and it's like, it's cool, guys. I can infuse something into something, maybe. Fun. Fun times.
I can't wait for year 4 either, because then we'll have the 4K edition promote engage. Yes, yes.
Oh my god. Although by then Destiny 2 will probably be out for quote unquote year 4.
Exactly.
So
It'll be like a brand new game
Promote
with
engage.
even better gear, or even better graphics. Yes, yes, yes.
it's all about the grass. The Destiny
The
grass.
sweet hunter cloaks. Yes.
Could you imagine the cloth physics?
Yes.
The cloth physics.
I don't know if we're serious anymore.
I'm not. I mean, I'm sure Tech still is, but I'm not. I still think this is ridiculous, and I think you're both ridiculous, but it's fine. It's fine. At least you're excited about it.
I like cloth physics.
I know you do.
It's also weird,
Especially
because-
since you went on that whole dream tangent about Paragon grass, so it's like, I mean, not too surprising.
It's also weird because they have the new Cosmodrome that's all like Plagueland and Siva adapted by the splicers, but then you have like the normal Cosmodrome too, so it's like you have the future version and the past version of Cosmodrome existing in the same universe, and it's like, that's
Wait,
kinda
you can
weird.
go to both of them?
Yeah, they're both there. You can go to either one. So it's like, but they're not connected. You can't like go to one and it like leads into the other. So, but you go to one and then you go to the other one. It's like, oh, because cause in the Plaguelands, and I was like looking at all the like the different landmarks, and I was like, oh, this is this. Because wasn't like 100% sure if it was like the exact same Cosmodrome because it looks so different. But I was like, Oh, it is the same Cosmodrome. They just splicered it up, and there's like this cool effect with the Siva where it's like there's a bunch of like scorch marks that look like a some sort of like laser sword thing just like came through and just like cut up a bunch of stuff, and I was like, oh, this looks really cool. But yeah, also it's weird about like the splicers. They're, like even though they're kind of like the the like alternate version of the Fallen, they don't really seem that much different because they have like the whole splicer walker that's like a tank walker or whatever, and then the different versions of them like the captains and the dregs and the vandals, not really that much different than the normal Fallen, except they look different and they have like spiky legs instead of like normal legs and whatever different armor. I don't think they were like, I mean, as far as like versus like the Taken, I'd say they're also probably like a step up in difficulty because they just like seem like they hit harder. But
Do they cheat like the
they're
Taken
not,
though?
like they don't feel like they're super. I mean the Vandals are different because they don't snipe you, and the Captains, I don't know. It's weird. They're different, but they don't really feel that different. Like they don't really feel like they differentiate themselves enough to be like, oh, this is. I'm fighting the splicers. Oh, this feels so different. It's just, but I guess like I guess it's just like in this game, it's like all the factions are just like a bunch of, shoot it in the face until it dies. So,
The face.
but I have been surprisingly enjoying my time in Destiny Year 3. So we'll see. We'll see when the honeymoon's over, like how long this lasts. So, yeah.
It's gonna last forever, Tekken. It's gonna last forever.
The forever honeymoon.
It's gonna. Can you have a forever honeymoon stage? Because I mean, the honeymoon phase is usually supposed to be just like a phase. That's why they call it that.
It is, it depends on if you believe in the hedonistic treadmill.
Mm.
Where it's all good, but then you get used to it, and then you need, like, more all good.
Just escalates, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not something we should discuss right now. So,
And that is all I've been playing. Destiny.
Wow.
Iron.
gross.
I mean,
Easily
yeah,
over
it's
20 hours the last 2 days. So
Wow.
like a lot of Destiny.
it's like surprising and also somehow
Surprising.
not,
How are you
because
all surprised?
it's like it's Tekken.
Exactly.
And that explains both ends.
Like how it all like how would any of this surprise you? Because I mean, it's Tekken.
That's very funny.
I think like the main thing is like they fixed the whole gameplay loop that was just like, once you got too high. Well, I mean, because I haven't got there yet, so like when I get there, we'll
just
see
about
how
to
bad
say.
it is. But until I get there, it's like, I'll enjoy the ride for now, then start hating myself later on and cursing Zephyro.
Well, I mean, I guess I spent most of my time playing one thing also.
You guys disappoint me at every turn. I mean,
Yeah.
not you all did, but again,
So, and I guess what it is that I am, like, you wouldn't be able to tell it by looking at me or some obvious. It's not obvious, but I think I'm pretty competitive. And there's someone I've been watching play Star Trek Online, and when I say watching, I mean I've just been watching their progress via their trophies.
please tell me
And-
you're on your friend list and you're not like trophy stalking some random person.
Yeah, it's on my friends list.
Oh,
And so I'm like,
he's lost it.
we've just been sort of going neck and neck, back and forth, like who's further ahead. And yeah, so that sort of competition that is only happening in my mind has
As far
been
as you know,
taking.
This person might actually be competing
Yeah,
with you.
maybe. maybe, but it's hard to say. From what I can tell, it appears to be only in my mind. And yeah, so it's just been like getting through story progress and trying to get ahead in the number of trophies. Basically, the trophies are all for story progress, as far as I can tell. In addition to that, like leveling up. So every 10 levels, it gives you a trophy. And then it's like finishing the. I think they were divided into seasons. So. And yeah, like even though I can see that the game is really broken, or not really broken, it's just like really. It feels somewhat carelessly put together in some ways, both story wise and like production value wise, and the nested options menu and just lots of weird stuff like that. But it is, I guess, it's compelling to see how certain characters ended up. Because the game takes place in the what they call the Prime Star Trek universe, so it's like before the reboot. And I guess if you've never seen it, I don't know. Do you care? Have you seen Star Trek, the reboot, the first one?
I've seen it. RPG's not here, so he'll probably come back like, "What are you talking about?"
Well, it's basically, you know how they basically use time travel from the time after all of the modern TV series to like change. They went back into the past and they changed basically everything from the beginning of the Star Trek series.
Yeah.
Well, the game takes place after that, so Spock disappearing is what they think happened, and like Romulus and the Riemann homeworld, like they were all destroyed, and so it's like this new world. But since it's a game, it's not as peaceful, I guess, as some of the Star Trek series were. Essentially, every mission is go here. Oh, there's insert alien name here, and then you have to blow them all up, and then and then it's like, okay, beam down to the surface. Oh, they're here on the surface, so you gotta kill them all, and then it's like far more, far less peaceful, far more violent.
Diplomacy. That's never been part of Star Trek. It's
There's
all about the conquest duel, exploitation of other cultures. Who cares about them? F them, just kill them all.
Yeah, pretty much is how it goes.
That is weird.
And so, like, a lot of times, you sort of get used to it, because you get into a situation, and the setup is sort of Star Trek-y. It's like, oh, we're at odds with this other ship, and we're talking about it now, and then, in Star Trek, like, they would talk it out, and it'd be all good. But then in Star Trek Online, it's more like you talk it out, and then basically we're gonna end up killing each other. Like we don't know it yet, but it's gonna happen. And so it's sort of predictable. Like the missions feel sort of repetitive in that way, but it's fun to see the story for some reason, even though like it feels sort of wrong. It also feels kind of like exciting because so in the original Star Trek, it was like the Klingons and Romulans were like the main enemies, and then in Next Generation, like the Klingons are allies now. It's like Romulans are the enemy, but not really, because they're just sort of isolationist, and then so it's like the Borg were the enemy, and then there was like the Dominion thing in Deep Space Nine, and then but yeah, like by the end of all those series, like the war, Deep Space Nine was the only like war story. The others were just sort of, yes, we have these enemies, but we're not always fighting them. We're not always at war. And in the world of Star Trek Online, like we appear to be at war with everyone. It's like, oh yeah, Romulans are mad because their homeworld got destroyed, and it's like, okay, that's sure understandable. The Klingons are like, oh, the Romulans are weak now, so they wanted to do stuff, and so now we're at awards with them, and it's just like, the Borg are back, so obviously we're at war with them, and we're just at war with everybody. So it feels on Star Trek, but also kind of like, it is cool to see people again. I saw Worf today. I was like, whoa, he's like really old now. Anything else to say about it? I am at the cusp of getting the maximum tier ships, which are tier 6. Except you don't get any free ones. Like every 10 levels, they give you a free ship of a higher tier. But I think once you reach tier 5, like that's the ship you're stuck with, unless you pay real money or grind a lot, and then like
Isn't the game is free, right? Like you don't have to pay for
yeah,
it. Okay.
it's free to play. But like to get the tier 6 ships, you need Zen. I think is their premium currency because it's a perfect world thing. That's the name of the studio. Oh, that's funny. I did not realize that. Yeah, like Zen is their premium currency, but you can actually buy Zen with either dollars or dilithium, which you get by refining dilithium ore. So you are literally grinding dilithium ore into dilithium to trade for Zen, and then you can buy like tier 6 ships.
Become a virtual miner to get virtual currency to get your virtual ship.
But like everything gets you dilithium. I think so. Most things get you dilithium. Dilithium ore. And there's a cap. Like you can only grind 8,000 ore per day.
Of course, there's a cap.
And I think it's like the last time I tried once, and I bought. I think I spent 10,000 dilithium, and I got 20 Zen. And a tier 6 ship cost 3,000 Zen. So sometime in late 2017, I might get a tier 6 ship if I'm still playing this thing.
If you don't have all the other thousands of games that will be coming out by next year.
Yep.
Oh, actually,
Exactly.
that reminds me of something else. I haven't really been playing, but I have been like still daily micromanaging my mother base, and I'm almost to the point where I can buy another forward operating base. So yeah, just keeping on
FOB.
building up that meta in the endless wartime in Metal Gear Solid 5.
What's there to say about Star Trek Online?
How much you love it.
I kind of do, even though it's like, I mean, yeah, it's just so cheap feeling. I feel like this generation deserves a better Star Trek game. Yeah. Well, so I didn't play. There was like lots of games that I wanted to play, but Star Trek Online and this imaginary competition like eliminated the chance of me playing any of them. I wanted to play Rise of Iron because I was pretty excited about
Yeah,
that.
like, where's Shadow not playing?
I wanted to play Batman Episode 2, but that didn't come out early in the day, and I was like, well, I don't have time later, and so I didn't get around to downloading that until earlier today, but I was playing Star Trek Online, so I didn't actually play the game. The only other thing I played was Adventure Capitalist, the game that plays itself. But it's funny, or I don't know if this is by design or by accident, but like the more you play, the more there is to play. So the thing I was talking about last time with investor angels, like because they give you a bonus per angel that you have, um, like it's always worth it to sell all of your businesses and start from zero just to get those angels. And I couldn't come up with the analogy last time, but this time I thought about it. It's basically like imagine if you're at the bottom of a half pipe and the walls like are really steep and really high. So how do you get out? It's like, well, you run towards one side, then you sort of fall back into the half pipe, right? And then run up the other side, and then you just keep sort of running back and forth like resonance, I guess. And you just get higher and higher because you like gain more and more speed from every time you fall. And it's sort of like that. So like every time you sell all your businesses for investors, you're able to reach like higher heights more quickly. And so the game starts like a typical free-to-play game. Like you sort of feel like you have a lot of stuff to do until you hit sort of this wall where you're basically waiting for everything. And then that's where like the idle part of the game kicks in. You log out of the game and then you don't play it for a while, and then when you come back it's like, oh, I have all this money. Essentially you waited without looking at the game. And then you can do stuff again, but then you just keep hitting that wall. Eventually, though, what happens is, so I noticed like the moon businesses are crazy fast at making money. What took me, I think the first time, maybe a few days to get to, I can now get to on the moon in like 10 minutes, maybe even less. Because you can, like, the number of investors that want to join my moon businesses is just increasing so rapidly. It's up to a number that I don't know how to read. I think it just like has so many different prefixes for the number of hundreds of quadrillion. I don't know what it is. It's just like a huge number of investor angels. And so like before it was like you do one profit action for your first type of business and then you can buy maybe another one, so then you have two. Now it's like you do one profit action and you can buy like 2,000 businesses off of just that money. And on top of that, just like you can also buy all the other businesses. And so it's gotten to the point where if I want to maximize my profits, I have to push buttons nonstop because the money rolls in so quickly and you have to spend it to make more money. And it's just, you can't really keep up with it. And then on top of that, like the angel investors are just pouring in. So within that 10 minutes or 5 minutes or however long it takes now, I will already have doubled the number of angel investors that want to join me. And then so I have to sell again and then do the thing again. And yeah, like that cycle is just getting shorter and shorter. And I was like, this is sort of weird. Like I expected this game to be very like hands off in a way. But once you get to a certain point, it becomes super hands-on. And like I could be done getting all the trophies like very soon. And then I think I'll stop. Gotta quit somewhere. So I should probably do that.
Just keep going.
No, then I can't play everything else, as I've already said.
It's fine.
But I want to.
I imagine that was probably like it was probably designed that way. It was kind of like the snowball effect of like you think like you can just let it like because like if you just let it do itself or like if you let the game make the money itself, it's just gonna like do it and it's like very slowly. But if you like keep reinvesting and like all the stuff that you've done and just like with all the angel investors and stuff, it just like builds and builds and builds and builds and builds and builds and builds. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's like to get the larger sums, you have to do even less, as opposed to just like letting it play itself and getting less, but it taking longer. That's probably I'd imagine it's
sort of.
that way.
But yeah, Because the thing I compare it to in my mind is like the Facebook games. Like SimCity Social was a game where it's like the further you got, unless you wanted to bug all your friends for things, like you basically had to wait longer and longer and longer between the actions that you could perform. And this game, it's sort of like a bell curve. At the beginning, you can perform a lot of actions, and then the number of actions drops and drops and drops until, like, at some point, you really are just letting it idle. But then it picks up. It goes back up, and then the number of actions you can perform at any given time is like huge now. So that's I thought that was pretty interesting. I think that's all I've been playing, like, seriously. I got a Pac-Man 256 and tried that out. That is a very cool game. That was on sale for like $250 recently. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get it. I was like, oh, this is really neat. Yep, that's all I've been playing.
Alrighty, RPG.
I haven't played anything. Nah, I'm just kidding. I played stuff. Just kidding, guys. Everybody calm down. Everybody calm down.
Oh no! Panic!
So, I played like quite a bit of Paragon over the past week. I still haven't played with the new character yet. I've been kind of trying to avoid like any like issues, although it seemed to have like calmed down a bit or calmed down considerably. As a matter of fact, there was like one day I was playing. We were in a draft, and like one guy had actually queued up on the new character, and he was like much earlier in the draft. But then like one of the guys later in the draft, like he queued up afterwards, and then the guy that had it queued first just changed his character, and I was like, "Oh, is this diplomacy? Are they actually like, is he just
Civility.
I was like, what's going on here? I was like so confused because I was like, he could have just he could have just picked the character since he was like before the other guy, but it's like he was just like, it's fine, just take it, and I was like, oh, shock and amazed. So that was my heart was touched, and I had faith in humanity again. It's like, all right, we don't have to give up on the world yet. We don't have to give up on it just yet. So that went well. I played some games today. One of them was like super long, and eventually the other team just gave up because it was a really long match because we were going. It was kind of like a back and forth thing, and then eventually we had to like both sides had to keep regenerating our inhibitors for like a half an hour. It was just like because like we ended up taking the prime orb 7 times, and it was just like, okay,
Wow.
guys, this is getting ridiculous. So eventually, once we finally team wiped them, and then they finally just quit, and I was like, oh, thank goodness, this match is going on for so long. For so long, it's like it took forever. It's like, gosh, it was just ridiculous. But then they gave up, and I was like, oh, thank goodness. We can all just rest easy now. And then like the next match I got into was just like we just like wiped the floor with that team because it's like we were going, and it's like we were just pushing all the people. Like within the first 20 minutes we had like gotten rid of 2 of their inhibitors, and it's like we only had 1 more to go, and then eventually we just cored them. Like it was just like a half an hour game. I was like, well, that was like probably like the best game I've had ever. So it's like it's just great. We just mopped the floor with them. It was great. It was wonderful. So that went well. But yeah, it's been some ups and downs with that game, but we shall see how it ends up later on, I guess. I finished up Deus Ex finally, and I was like, haha, suck it, game, suck it, because I finished it even though I had to sneak everywhere, and I was proud of myself because there was like one mission. I think it was like the final mission that was like super reliant on stealth, and I didn't get caught at all. And I was like, "Ha! I am amazing, and I don't care what anyone says." And we can just erase the first like 20 hours of this game and pretend like I didn't like screw up all those missions. But it's like I am amazing. So it was a rough one because it's like you had to sneak into the
I thought that was
building
the
and
best scenario in the game at the end. I was like, oh, there should have been more of this. Why wasn't there more of this in the main story missions?
and I would have beat it, and that cannot
That
be
was
a
a
thing
nice
because
little
like
curveball, though. It's like,
because then like the side mission or then like the sub mission for one of them was like taking out the 11 guards, but you couldn't let any of the guests at the party see or discover the bodies. And I was like, well, there's no way in hell I'm going to be able to do this.
I didn't even like know it
So
was possible until I was playing through the second time. And I was like, oh, and I found the pocket secretary of like where the person was that I needed to like get that had the thingy I needed, and then I was like, well, if I can get him, maybe I can get the rest of them. And I did, and I was like, oh, it is possible. I was like, there's no way. The first time I played, I was like, I was like, I'm not even trying. This is
I
not
did it.
happening.
I did it. I took all 11 of them out because I didn't realize only one of the guys had the thing and he was marked on the map. And I was like, I could have avoided all of this. Guys, I could have avoided all of this. I went through all this trouble and the effing objective guy was like right there. Like, why wasn't I told this earlier? So it's like I kept on going. And he's like, and he kept like every time I took somebody down, he's like, okay, I've taken down another one, but he still doesn't have the pocket secretary. I was like, well, this is number 7, and somebody has to have this stupid pocket secretary. I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this. So it's like I'm like taking people down and dragging bodies into like crawl spaces and stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I
Yeah,
better
it's
run
weird.
a
Like,
hiding place
there's supposedly there's like a thing on your vision, like if you augment it, that you can like see who has pocket secretaries and who doesn't. I completely forgot that was a thing, but I only like knew about it because of like the pre-game coverage that I was like looking at, and I completely forgot about it, and then I remembered about it. And I was like, wait a minute, and I was like, but I was like, I need to test this out because I don't even remember that like working like that. So I totally need to see if that's like a thing in the game of like, oh, you can totally like see who has pocket secretaries and who doesn't, because that's like super helpful if it does work that way.
I still didn't have any augmentations at the time, so I I didn't have any vision abilities or anything of that nature. Had to do it all the hard way. So it was super fun because I was like, it's fine, guys, it's fine. I got this. Not gonna
Did you
screw
get a
this
trophy
up.
for that?
Huh?
Did you get a trophy for that?
No, why would you get a trophy for
I
that?
was just wondering
The
because
whole point of the game is to be augmented. Why would they give you a trophy for
seems like
not doing what you're supposed to do?
it would be an artificial way to make it harder on yourself.
As a matter of fact, I think most of the trophies are like tied to like augments because like I was looking at the trophy list and a lot of them are like use this augmentation to do this, use this augmentation to do this with this augmentation. I think they're like you should actually have like all of these. We're not sure what you're doing, but you should have all of these. It's like, well, F you game, F you and the horse you rode it on. So it was yeah, that was a rough, that was kind of a semi-rough mission because I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this because it's like I am terrible at stealth, and now you're requiring me to stealthily take out 11 people in a party full of people. It's like this is like I don't know, man, I don't know, but I didn't have a choice because I didn't realize that the guy was like right there, and I was like, oh, we could have avoided all of this. We well then, screw all of you. So I did it, and then I ended up being able to finish the last part of it because it's like since I had the guy's kill switch, I didn't have to worry about like picking one or the other for the. And they're like, hey, either save these people or stop this guy. I was like, well, I have his kill switch, so it's like I don't really have to do anything except kill him. So I ran over. I got to him. I used the kill switch, and he was all like, "You can't stop me." And I was like, "Aha! Joke's on you, because I have your."
Wouldn't you have? If you could have just killed him, why didn't you go for the hostages first?
Oh, just to add insult to injury.
That seems a bit.
I told you
risky.
it was delayed self-defense.
Unneeded risk.
Delayed. That's
It's like I have an
fine.
insurance policy because I have his kill switch. He won't know it's coming to him. I'll save the hostages first.
Well, because he was being all cocky about it. He was all like, you have to either save the delegates or you have to stop me from bombing everybody. I was like, oh, do I now? So I was like, I'll show you. So I went to him, and then there's like actually like a secret passageway in his boss area to actually get to the delegates. So that actually worked out anyway. So I after I killed him, I found the little passage. I ran into the delegates, and they were like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm trying to save your stupid lives." So just everyone shut up. So So yeah, I did it, and I was like, haha, who's the king now, guys? Who's the king now? And then I even saved that jerk Miller, despite the fact that he was all jerky through me like the entire thing. And I was like, you know what? I should let you die, but I'm not going to. I'm better than this. I I am a good person, so you are lucky. You are lucky. So yes, I did it. I did it. I saved everybody, guys. I saved everybody. And but the game seems like it's a very set up
Yep.
for a different game kind of game. It's like you can tell that the game is basically just
Episode
like,
1 of
yeah,
season 1.
they're like, guys, there's definitely going to be a much bigger game coming, and that's pretty much because like the game ended, it kind of ended like abruptly, and it's like there's so much stuff left undone, and then it's just like I completely forgot about like the Illuminati people because it's like they showed up once at the beginning, and then like
Yep.
extinct, and I was like, oh right,
That's what
they
I
were
was.
supposed,
It's like
they are still a thing.
it's like it just
So,
feels like this is a it's like, what about the big picture? That big picture. That's what human revolution was all about. It's like there's so much going on, and this one was like, there's so much going on, but let's focus on this bombing. Jensen's on the case, and here's the story. Deus Ex Mankind Divided in the game. Ugh, ugh.
yeah, it was super set up because it's like even like they didn't like explore the whole Augs versus not Aug people thing that much either. So it's like all these things are like set up, but then they're just like, nope, you have to wait until the next game, guys. Haha. And it's like fine. So that that is done, and I never have to torture myself again with stealth and decisions on augmentations because I still never did. I never did decide after all of that. So it's like, huh, all these Phyrexis points and no powers to show for it. Good job, good job. So I was basically lugging around all that stuff in my inventory for nothing too, because I had like ammo for like the Tesla thing, ammo for like the Typhoon thing, ammo for like the Nanoblade things, and it's just like I don't even have any of these. Why am I keeping this stuff? So yeah, that was yeah yeah I did I mistakes were made, guys. I did things wrong. I did things wrong, but it's fine. It's fine. It's over now. So other than that, I started playing Star Ocean Inception Side of Fries things, whatever it's called.
Did you just see Inception inside of fries?
I don't know. I don't know anymore. I don't know what's going on with that subtitle. But I I tried to start playing it again, and I was like, I don't remember what I was doing in this, and my save file was from like July, so that's probably why. And I was like, I don't know what we were supposed to be doing, guys. And I had saved kind of like in the middle of nowhere, so I was like, hmm.
No references.
It's like I was like,
And
I
it doesn't do
could
that
just
thing that Final Fantasy 13 does, where it's like, here's a recap of what you've
exactly. So
done.
I was trying to because I was trying to look at. I was like, okay, maybe I could just check like the encyclopedia synopsis, and then like my thing was like, you decided to search for that girl. I was like, that tells me nothing. I already knew that was happening, so it's like, this tells me absolutely nothing. So I was like, well, the only thing I can do is just teleport around blindly and hope there's like a objective marker. So it's like, that's what's gonna happen. So it's like I kept teleporting to different places, and then eventually I just went back to the ship, and then I just went to the cockpit, and it started a cutscene. I was like, oh, thank God, because I didn't remember what I was supposed to be doing. So then it's like after that, I started playing, and then I went, and then it's like I had to go to some place that they named that I was like, okay, I don't even know where this place is because I'm pretty sure you just made this word up. So it's like, what is even happening right now, guys? Because they're like, you have to go check the Senator surgery. I was like, okay, that's not on a map. So how am I going to find this place? It's like, okay, it's fine. I'll just teleport everywhere randomly like I did the first time, and then eventually I will find out where I need to go. So that's what I did, and eventually I found where I needed to go, and there was a star marker on the map at the place I was supposed to go. So it's like I started going there again, and as I was playing, and it was like once people started dying, I was like, yep, nope, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. That's this game. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this again.
That's
So
why I stopped playing.
so I saved my game and I stopped playing. And I was just like, no, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this to myself. Like I don't even care. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. I don't even care. I don't even care. So I saved it after I got into the dungeon, and I was like, maybe eventually I'll just get bored enough where I was like, you know what? I feel like torturing myself today. Let me just finish up Star Ocean. So yeah, in the meantime, that's just going to be on the back burner indefinitely because gosh, this game, guys. Sigh. So, other than that, I've also been playing Phoenix Wright, Spirit of Justice. I think I'm getting towards like the end game stuff because now all three lawyers are together again. So that's usually when all the stuff goes down. So all kind of shenanigans are happening and all kinds of twists and turns and revelations and all this other crazy stuff is happening. So I was like, okay, this seems like it's gonna be it. So I'm guessing this next trial is gonna be the final one, which means it's likely gonna be like a multi-day trial, which they usually are. So it's going to be all crazy and a lot of objections and finger pointings and all kinds of craziness. So it should be fun. It should be fun. And then other than that, I picked up Shin Megami Tensei 4 Apocalypse. That came out yesterday. So I started playing that, and the game takes place. It seems like it's like in the in-game parts of whatever, or towards the in-game parts of 4, based on like some of the stuff they were talking about when you first start. So you play as somebody different in this one because the first one's all its own stuff. But it's like you start off as like this fledgling teenager hunter guy, and then you get killed, and then you're like all resurrected by this, I'm assuming, god guy. I'm not familiar with him, so I'm not completely sure, but he's all like, you have to do my bidding now, and I was like, okay, I guess I can. So you're off on this secret mission by not telling anybody that he resurrected you, and you're doing his bidding and stuff. So all kinds of stuff is happening right now: demons, angels, all that fun stuff. You know, all the usual SMT funness. But they've changed like some of the battle system stuff to, I guess, make it more accessible to people who, I guess there was like fans who complained about certain things from the previous, or like the previous game. I mean, it's a spin-off, so I mean, either way. But it's like, so they kind of like revamped like some of the battle system stuff, and they changed like some of the mechanics so that way it flows a bit better in battle, and the demon negotiation things and stuff, which I am actually terrible at. So when it comes to like negotiating with demons, most of them might have joined me out of fear, because it's like they'll like sometimes, like when you're in battle, like if you like, if they're like the only demon left and you're like beating the crap out of them, they'll be like, please don't kill me. And then it's like, you could be like, hey, join my team. And they'll be like, okay, as long as you spare me. And then you could make them join you that way. But if you try to like negotiate them the regular way, you have to actually go through like giving them stuff or answering their questions and all this other stuff. And it's like, sometimes it just, there doesn't seem to be like very intuitive answers for some of them. But I mean, it's like you're talking to demons, so I guess that makes sense. Or it's just like they'll ask you questions and you'll answer, and they'll be like, "Well, that's not the right answer." It's like, well, I don't know what you want me to tell you. It's like I'm just answering your questions, man. So it's weird, and I love it. So that's pretty much all I've been playing.
Okay.
So many.
Middle segment, chapter cool.
Oh, I thought we lost everyone.
Oh.
All right. Well, so PlayStation VR is coming out October 13th. They have said in the past that they're treating it as a console launch, right?
They did? I guess. I didn't hear that. Whatever.
Or they said they're treating it as like a platform and not like a peripheral.
Oh, okay.
And so, the expectation for a platform launch is, well, what's coming out on day one. Like, we know the hardware's date. We don't really know a lot of the games that are coming out on that date. And I spent like part of the week sort of looking up what games are actually going to be on this thing when it comes out. And it sort of reminded me of a article I read, it was years ago, where an author was he was arguing that one of the reasons game launches aren't as big as like movie releases is because people don't know the release dates. And so first of all, I was wondering if that is still a problem. Do you think that's still a problem?
I don't think it's ever been a problem. I always know what day a game that I'm looking forward to is coming out. Well, at least for me, it's like I don't have that issue, so it's like whatever.
You sort of know when they're coming out, right? Because like when is
have a general idea.
when is South Park coming out?
Well, it was
Eventually.
coming out in December, and then it got delayed into next year. So Q1 2017 tropical.
See,
January,
so
February,
like,
March. Who knows?
so maybe that's our bigger problem right now.
The launch
Yep.
window.
Unexpected delays.
Oh, that too.
But then, so that's sort of related to release dates, right? So RPG, do you think knowing release dates is, or not knowing, like well advertised, I guess, release dates? Is that an issue?
I don't know. I don't know. Like, do you like what? It depends. Like, what's the question here? Like, I'm confused. Like, what about them? What about release dates are we?
Um.
I feel like
Well,
oh, go ahead.
So like Civil War, the movie. Like everyone, I don't know when it came out now, but like the lead up to it, it was it was sort of easy for them to build up because they knew when that was coming out. And so like people who were anticipating it, like it was easy for them to sort of build up their excitement for it as well because they knew when it was coming out. And the argument was like games don't really have that. It just seems like release dates are really fluid with games in a way, and
Well, that's
they get
because a lot of times they get like release dates. I feel like they just announce
Too
because that's
soon.
when they expect them to do,
Yeah.
but then they kind of like underestimate like how much left they actually have to do on the games. So I think what they should be doing is like similar to what movies do. Is like once like it's wrapped up, then you're like, okay, we can put
Yep.
like you can pick any date we
Pull up
want because it's like,
Bethesda
well, the game's done.
and be like, it's
So it's like we don't
effing
have
done,
it.
mother effers. Coming out this
So I think
fall.
like they should wait until like games or like they've gone gold more or
yeah.
less, but they don't have to tell us, and then it just be like, okay, this will be the release date because it's like, well, the game's gold, so it's like it's already like done. We're just picking some arbitrary date where we think will be good, and then just do it because I think that's kind of how it works with movies. Like initially they'll have like release windows, and then like when production like gets wrapped up, then they're like, okay, it'll come out, whenever it's like convenient for us, so they'll just like pick whatever date they want, and then it's like this is definitely happening.
It's also
Unless I guess
kind of cool because like the way that they do it is like they show less like the longer out it is. Like there'll be like a teaser and it's like next summer. It's like ooh logo, ooh no like not a lot to show, and then like the more like the closer it gets to launch, it's like the more they show in the trailer. Like oh, but it's out of context. But like I mean, some movies too much. Thanks X-Men Days of Future Past. Thanks. So but yeah. Oh, I guess Civil War 2. Thanks for not keeping that in your pants, Spider-Man. Thanks.
So you don't really think games have a release date issue?
Oh, they have a release date issue. They have the issue of, announcing their release dates when they shouldn't be. Because like you've seen how many delays we've gone through like this year alone, and it's like part of it is like I said, it's like I feel like they're just
XCOM
like
2, why? I could have been saved from Destiny. Thanks. Thanks.
it's true. It is kind of your fault as calm. So it's like they underestimate it, and then it's like, all right, we actually have a lot more work to do, so we probably jumped the gun on this. So it's like I'd be okay if they can. It's like it's one of those things like you can give updates on the game, but you don't necessarily have to be like it's coming out so and so, because it's like you don't know that for sure, because like you might come across an unforeseen problem like later on. It's like, oh crap, we don't want to do a day one patch, and then we need to like push this back. You know, all the games that happened this year. So it's like you have to. So it's like you should just be like, okay, we don't actually know when this game is coming out. So what is happening is we've done this now. It's like, here's a new trailer. Here's this is happening. And then it's like, once the game has actually gone gold, you don't even have to tell us it's gone gold. You can just be like, okay, the release date is this date. And then you can be like, it's definitely happening. And you know it's definitely happening because it's like the game's already gold. So it's like you have nothing to worry about because it's happening unless something like unforeseen happens and like the warehouse explodes or you lose like all your stuff. I don't know. I don't know how development works. But like if something unforeseen happens, it's like, okay, guys, we have to do something else. So it's like, sorry, we have to move this release date or whatever. So it's like, you should just wait. This game's gone gold. Production's done. It's like, okay, this game is definitely coming out because it's finished. We did it. We're done, guys. And then it's like, this is the release date, and then it's happening, and then you're fine. Or you could just do like what the annual guys do and just reuse the same stuff over and over again and just like change like a couple of things, and you have nothing to worry about because it'll always be done. So it's just like, we'll just throw in this one thing, and then it's like it's a whole new game, guys. Whole new game. And
this year we added sweet Paragon grass.
Basically.
Look at it.
So
6
like
million
they
pixels.
just do that because that's how Call of Duty gets away with it. Well, I mean, there's 2 studios on it now, so it's like they don't have
3.
to worry. Oh, is there 3 now?
Yeah.
Oh, so then yeah. So now they really don't have that issue, but it's like they have time in between their things. But it's like before, it's like you could just kind of plug it in. It's like, well, this is the same game, so all we have to do is just tweak a couple things, and it's like pretend like it's something completely new. It's like, guys, we added zombies, whole new game, and then it's like new Call of Duty out next year, no problem. It's released the same time every single year because that's basically all they're doing is just like making the same game over and over again and just like changing like a weapon or something, and then it's like you guys fall for it every year. So you know what? That's how it goes. So I don't know.
This year, it's modern warfare. This year, it's in the future. This year, it's in the past. This year, it's in space. Call of Duty forever.
I guess so. Now that we've discussed it a little, I think it's like 2 different issues. What they were talking about is sort of maybe an excitement issue, like having a date to rally around sort of makes something more exciting. But then maybe actually games don't have that issue. Like people are already excited, and so
I think
the
there's not an
date
issue
is less
about-
important to them.
Yeah, it's like there is no like issue on like Shenmue 3 or Final Fantasy 7 remakes. Like we know they're being made and like worked on, so it's like we're excited about them. We don't need some arbitrary date of like this is maybe when this is going to come out, but maybe not. We'll see. So it's like just make the game like RPG said, and just when it's done, give it a date, and then we will go and play the game. They're just being like, it's coming out, blah 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 blah. Build up the
All you're
hype
gonna do
train.
is just gonna get your heart broken all the time. Because you saw how excited people were that the Last Guardian finally got a release date, and
Oh
then
my
they're just like,
gosh,
"LOL,
that was-
guys, we got delayed until
That was
December."
man. That
So,
was like
it's just
that
like-
broke me, man. I think after that I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like it was like it's like I believed it was coming out in October and it got delayed, and it's like now I don't even believe it's coming out because we talked about this on Twitter, me and Gamer and RPG. It's like this is a recurring
I
theme,
can't-
and that's like one of the most delayed games of all time. I don't even believe it now anymore. It's like what, I wanted to believe so bad, and I don't believe anymore. And then I'm sure South Park and like Horizon will be like within shooting distance of each other. And then like Mass Effect is like first quarter next year too. So it's like, why not just put them all on the same day? What? That's the other thing about game releases is like, why do they have to be so close together? There's 12 months in the effing year, 52 effing weeks. Yeah, just yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, just the sheer number of games that have come out, like 52 weeks. If you only release on Tuesdays, like a lot of games have to come out every week.
That's the difference between movies and games. Is like, there's you can go see like movies are about like, oh, this weekend this is coming out, blah blah blah, go and see it. But then like games, new release Tuesday, usually unless it's like a weird Nintendo Sunday, Friday, Saturday, what the f ever, or somebody else that does that. And it's like, oh, this Tuesday, what's coming out? Let me check the PSN store. Oh, sweet! It's like every week there's something else coming out because it's raining games all the time, even in the off season. I mean, not as much in the off season, but there's still like stuff coming out, even if there's nothing coming out.
So usually games are announced that they have gone gold about a month or two before they hit stores. Do you think that that's enough time to get enough people excited about those games that they've spent tens of millions of dollars making?
Like I said, they can still do lead up.
Yeah,
I just don't think they should announce release dates.
Yeah, it shouldn't involve a coming out this day that might not be this day. And then
sure, but like,
and not only that, like I said, they don't have to we don't have to know when the game actually goes gold. Like for all we know, this game could have went gold like a year ago, and they just decided it's like, okay, we're gonna go ahead and release it next summer just for the fun of it. So it's like, even though usually they go gold like a month or two before, like they actually end up in stores, it's like we don't need to know that. They just can just quietly just be like, okay, guys, internally the game is going gold, so it's like now we can set our official release date whenever the hell we want. So it's like it can be 6 months later, it could be next year for all we know. But it's like it doesn't like they can still do their same media lead up, and it's like they can show their trailers, show their updates on gameplay. It's like people can still know about it. They don't have to like wait until the game's gone gold to actually do like a media blitz. Be like, okay, here's everything you need to know about the game that we didn't tell you about because it went gold like a month ago. So it's like they can still do all that. It's like the normal stuff, just don't announce a release date so early.
Do you think people are as excited about Shenmue 3 and Final Fantasy 7 Remake right now?
Probably, yeah. Did you see how crazy people went when they announced it? They almost wet themselves.
I mean, right. Just like at No Man's Sky, like that game, people were so effing hyped, and even after all the delays, people were so effing hyped. And then after it came out, and some people were like disappointed. I mean, it still is like proves our theory about the hype doesn't die until the game is out. Like people were just
like the fact that they were so disappointed that they decided to death threats to the developers. It kind of showed you just like, hey, we were still excited about this, even though it came out to be like a steaming pile of poo poo. But it's like, hey, I was still super excited for this. So it's like maybe because as a matter of fact, their expectations were so high because of the hype that they just started making up all this stuff in their heads about the game that didn't even. So it's just like, so clearly it's possible for people to still be hyped regardless of when the game eventually comes out. So it's just like it's just the hype does not die as easily as one would think it would.
Hype is immortal tropical. People are still waiting for Half-Life 3. Just saying, like
it's true.
It'll never die.
Like
but are they excited? Like they're anticipating, but are they excited for Half-Life 3?
For them to pay this much attention to it at this point, yes, they are. Because otherwise, I would be like, yeah, clearly it's not coming out. I don't care anymore. But these people are still like, Half-Life 3 confirmed, Half-Life 3 confirmed on every like. So it's like they're still holding on to hope, and they're still excited that it might be a thing, even if it's not like actually a thing. So. Yeah, I think so.
Huh. All right, then. I have no idea what the conclusion of that was.
Oh, I think it's a marketing thing, honestly. I think it's just like they just don't need to release the game. I mean, they can release it whenever, like everybody said, like, because the hype is like for eternal. But it's like you don't need to have the date like right when you show it the first time. Just be like, come in whenever, or just pull a valve and like it's done when it's done, dudes, ladies. Sorry, I can't tell you when it's coming out, but here's some stuff to check out until then. Here's a sweet trailer. Oh yeah, no date. Just don't give a date because that's gonna let people down. When you have to delay your game, when you're like a month out from the day that you said it was gonna come out, and it's like, oh, sorry, dudes. Or you're a couple months out, and it's like, next year, sorry, Tekken. Ugh. And then you delay it again. Arkham Knight, I'm looking at you, and it's like, sorry, dude. A couple more months. Just keep waiting, buddy. And then like Uncharted 4, same thing. It's like nobody got like less excited, like as the
Yeah, I
game
was
was
about
being
to say,
delayed.
people were still just like, "Oh my God, it's still Uncharted 4. I don't care." So it's like, I don't think it matters. Like, if you're excited for something, you're going to be excited for it, like regardless of whether or not it's like when it's happening or whatever. So it's like, I don't know. I think that's like they just don't need to announce release dates when they know they aren't sure. Especially when you first announce a game, don't even give like a release window because then it's like you're setting yourself up to fail because eventually you're gonna like announce a game and be like, oh, next or summer 2017 or whatever, and then it's like E3 is gonna come and they'll be like, LOL guys, LOL, we meant 2019 because we had just started the game and we got overconfident and it's not happening. So it's like don't even, yeah, just don't because I mean at least like when cause like kind of like what was it Double Fine? Is that the name of that company? The one that does Psychonauts.
Yeah,
Like
that's
when they
Double
were
Fine.
doing the crowdfunding for it, it's like even I mean they did eventually tell people that it was like yeah this isn't coming out until like 2018, but it's like before everybody was like too blinded by the fact that Psychonauts 2 was a possibility that they were just like oh my gosh, and then it's just like oh by the way this is not happening for like another 3 years, so yeah, surprise. So yeah.
I think it's like I think the whole like even I guess like if your facts are true about like the whole a game goes gold a month or whatever before it's ready to go or before it ships or whatever. Like I think it could work in its favor. Just like look at Apple. It's like they're always like, oh, come in. Oh, we're gonna announce these new thingies, and they're like very very soon you will have them, and then people line up in droves to get them. So it's like I don't see why the same thing wouldn't happen with games.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why they do it the way they do it in games because I mean, I guess it's partially because there are so many games and so
Ah, yeah, signal to noise ratio. Got it.
yeah.
It's weird. Yeah, I don't know.
So you have like these really long marketing campaigns in the hopes that you'll hit more people that way. But yeah. And then like the goal is always like to get people to buy on day one. For some reason that is really important. Hmm. It's sort of it's kind of strange.
I think Fallout 4 is a good example of you can do the whole this game's done, it's coming out this fall, and then it didn't sell any less copies than Fallout 3. So it's like you can still do that. It's like don't just.
But it's Fallout though.
That's the thing though. It's like any game has its fan base, and like the fans will be excited regardless. So it's like it doesn't matter. It's like if you're gonna try to draw new people in, it's not gonna be any easier if you have a really long marketing campaign that
Or yeah, I was about
they
to say
wouldn't care
either
about
way.
anyway.
Because like them having a short one or a long one wouldn't have made me buy it regardless. So it's like I played three and the Vegas one, and I was just like, yeah, this series is terrible. So it's like they even if they were like trying to like even like a media blitz of it like constantly wouldn't have like changed my mind on it. So it's like you're gonna have your fan base, and if you are trying to get new people in, like yeah, you can play up like whatever new features or whatever, but it's like you can still do that in the same span of time. It's not like something that I just like I said, I just think you can like you have the opportunity, they still have the opportunity to like do anything they need to do, whether it's interviews, trailers, all this other like media blitz or whatever to get people interested, but it's like it doesn't matter like the span of time that it is. It's like it's gonna happen like regardless of whether it's 3 months or whether it's 3 years. It's like you're
Yeah.
still gonna be able to do whatever you need to do to like tell people about your game, so it doesn't really matter like the span of time.
Hmm.
Yep, because like at the end of episode 5, Walking Dead season 2. It's like, oh man, season 3, and I've just been waiting, and I've like,
It's
it
true. They
doesn't matter
didn't
when
even
it comes
confirm that they
out.
were doing a season
I
three.
will always be ready.
That actually could have been it for Walking Dead season. But it's like the fact that he was already like excited for a season 3 that might not have even happened for all
Same
you
thing
knew.
with like season 2 of Wolf Among Us is like she walked away, and it's like, oh, what did she just say? Oh no, this is not the end because I'm coming after you, and what's going to happen? What's going to happen next? Bigby's on the case. Oh, can't wait, can't wait. Oh, such a good ending. Oh, such a good ending.
The hype never dies. The hype never dies.
Hype never
If you're
dies.
excited for something, you're excited for it. It's happening. It's like I've been waiting for Kingdom Hearts 3 since the first game. So it's you, once, once you're excited for something, you're excited for it. It's not like you're gonna be it's like I didn't even know there were gonna be sequels to Kingdom Hearts when it first came out, but I was already like, okay, I need to play the third game whenever it happens, even though I had only played the first game, and there ended up being like 6 more after it. But it's like you have to just it's like you're just if you're excited for something, you're excited for it. It's gonna happen. Like it's not you're not gonna be like, okay, I'm not excited anymore because I don't know. I don't know. It's just yeah. Hype never dies.
All right then. I have nothing else.
So I guess we're moving on to the news.
Yes. Do you have any news?
I've been playing Disney for like the last 20-ish hours. Tropical. Sorry.
I don't know when stuff happened. And I've been playing a lot of Star Trek Online myself.
I've been off the grid for the last 2 days, dude. I've been living in one of those worlds, doing stuff. I had to become an Iron Lord and stuff. It was great.
If I have to recall vaguely from what I saw on Twitter, I guess a lot of stuff is happening on Xbox right now.
Really?
Like Forza Horizon 3 is coming out. Gears of War 4, they've been talking, or is it just called Gears 4? Gears 4 has been
Gears
a
of
lot of
War.
things. I think like Logitech bought the Cytec label from Mad Catz. That's the company, or that was the brand under which they sold like flight sticks and also the farm simulator steering wheel and other peripherals. Apparently there was some sort of deal between Cytec and Star Citizen, which was that massively crowd-funded space game in which you can do everything. I think they actually modeled one of the Cytec flight sticks in the game as the flight stick in the game. And now I guess they don't know what's happening with that because they have a different owner and Mad Catz is not doing very well.
Oh no.
I don't know. Was this TGS? Was this the TGS
It's
weekend?
TGS weekend, yeah.
But the TGS
So there's a bunch
conference
of
happened already.
there's a bunch of
I-
Japanese stuff.
Yeah, I guess I watched like some of the live shows. They did I guess like that PlayStation Festival Vision video that they showed. They were sort of doing stuff like that. I saw people from Square Enix play Overwatch against people from Sony. So that was kind of fun. Is there any news though?
I mean, there were like localization announcements, but I mean, that's stuff for me.
And that happened, I think, before we recorded last week.
No, it happened. There was stuff after. It's,
Oh,
Did it
really?
get delayed this week, or was that before this week?
That was before, I think.
Okay.
I think we already talked about that one. um, hmm. The Resident Evil 7 demo got updated.
Oh yeah,
It has
there's
like
a
new stuff.
trailer too with combat. Because we were like, oh, is this just like one of those one games where you have to survive and people stuff's all in your face, blah blah blah.
uh-huh.
And they're like,
Nope.
"F the haters," and unleash the trailer. It's like if you're a true
We
fan,
didn't. We didn't
you
actually
would
get to
believe all
see
along.
fighting
Well, there's a
because
gun
in the trailer he just
scene.
gets beat up.
That was a
Oh wait,
weird
yeah, you
trailer.
did have a gun.
That was so weird at the end. I was like, dude, I can't.
Yeah.
We're never gonna play this. If they're gonna like be sticking things in my face in VR, that's like you're crossing the line, Resident Evil. Okay, we were good for like 4, 5, and 6 of like I can make it through these things, and like now you're all like, yeah, you're crossing over into. I do not want to be abused like that. Okay,
Yes, you do.
my
You know
rods
you
and
love it.
cones can only take so much, especially
You
in
know
VR.
you like the punishment. You like what they do to you. You crave it.
Oh, I guess MPDs, right?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Xbox outsold PlayStation 4 for the second month in a row. Is it the end?
Is what I would
is
be
it,
saying
Is it the
if
end of the PS4's reign?
No.
I don't think that's how it works. I just think it's one of those, well, everyone who wants a PS4 kind of already has one now. So it's like eventually sales are going to taper off. It's like, but it's not like they're outselling them each month by like millions or something. So it's not like, it's
Well,
not
plus
like,
they just
oh,
announced
okay.
new consoles, so maybe.
Yeah. Because Scorpios are like a ways off. So people probably just stop buying regular PS4s because it's like, oh, the PS4 Pro's coming out, pro mode, guys. I heard those Aimless guys talking about engaging pro mode, so I'm gonna do that too because pro mode engage, blah blah blah.
Unless you're
That
on
not
the base model Xbox One or Xbox One S. Sorry guys, we're just too powerful on Scorpio. You can't handle it. But hey, pay $600 on that sweet Scorpio-ness. Yeah, feel the sting. That's our motto because we want to sting you. That's because we're evil. Oh, I said that. I'm sorry. I was just thinking out loud. Scorpio sting.
it's gonna be amazing.
$5.99.
I'm super excited for Scorpio, guys. Super excited. Day
Most
one.
powerful console ever,
Day.
ever.
I mean, that's great and all, but at the same time, it's like, well, at this point, I already have a console, so doesn't really do any good for me.
Do you
Thanks,
know
though.
anyone that has a slim PS4?
Not right now. No.
I haven't heard of anyone buying one.
Are they already available?
Yeah, they came out on the 15th.
Oh, well, yeah, I don't. Well, I mean, like everyone I know already has PS4, so I don't
Yeah, but
know
like
why any
when
of them would buy PS4 Slims.
I think people did that with PS3s, didn't they? Maybe.
You and Tekken probably, but like normal people do that.
Not even Gamer has a slim.
Gamer probably has a lot of things, so he is not a good measuring stick.
Also in the MPDs, apparently No Man's Sky did really well, despite how it seems like a lot of people were upset by it. So yay for them. Oh, and then
Possible that some people bought it to try to see if it was as bad as everyone was saying. It's that curiosity. It's like, it can't possibly be that. Oh.
Like Suicide Squad. I had to say it. I could not let that one go. I could not
He went
do
there.
it. I
He went there, guys.
Shots
It was
fired.
not a great
Shots
movie.
fired.
It was not great. Entertaining in some parts, but not good. Not good.
I still feel like I've seen worse.
Well, of course I mean, trust me, it wasn't no worse. There have been far worse.
Age of Extinction.
It's like I've seen far worse. Dude. It's like there was a Transformers
Silent
movie
Hill
I saw
2.
one time that was just like it would not end, and it just kept going. And I didn't even get my robot dinosaur until like towards the end of the movie. I was like, "You guys had me in here. You tricked me. You tricked me, guys." At this 3.5 hour long movie, and the dinosaurs didn't even show up until like the last 10 minutes. F all y'all. F all y'all. But it's fine though. It's fine. I'm over it now. I'm not over it. I'm actually not over it at all. I
It's
have never seen
amazing that
another
they can
Transformers.
continue to make more of those
It's because they
in
keep
the
sucking
same
people
way.
in. Because people get excited because they see this one thing in the trailer, and then that thing in the trailer turns out to be something that's like in the last 10 minutes, and they're like, "Ha ha! We already got you to pay your money to see this, and it's already too late. It's already too late. You wanted to see Optimus Prime riding a dinosaur, but you won't. You won't until the last 10 minutes." Because that's exactly what happened, and I was not amused. I was not amused at all. It was just 3 hours of Mark Wahlberg running around being a terrible actor, and I was like, I don't want this. This is not what I wanted, guys. This is not what I wanted. Sorry, I'm gonna stop ranting about Transformers now. It's a sore subject for me. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Seeing another Transformers movie again. It was terrible. Okay, I'm done now.
That is all I remember. So yeah, short news segment then.
You're all welcome.
I'm mostly excited about PlayStation VR, of course. 20, 23 days to go before it launches. As we were talking earlier, don't really know what's coming out with it. I know Rigs, PS VR Worlds. Battlezone looks really cool. The Eve games, apparently there's two of them, Valkyrie and Gunjack.
I don't know what any of this stuff is.
There's a roller coaster game coming out.
Oh wait, I don't do roller coasters.
100-foot robot golf.
I am interested in that locked room one though. Kind of sucks that they won't release like no. Well, then again, I have like the whole Zero's Escape series, so I mean, that kind of.
Which one was the locked room one?
I don't remember the name of it, but I remember.
Yeah, I forget.
And I was like, this sounds like the perfect game for me. But yeah, I'm not getting VR just for one game.
Is it the same? Is it 5 games?
6.
Well, no. With that, it's probably going to be higher since I'm not actually like excited for it at all. So
no one, you guys still haven't tried it.
I have not.
No,
But-
Jonathan, I'm not going to ruin it until it's like I buy one, and then I'm like, okay, I've heard the stories. Let's see if it's true.
All right.
There are no demo places. There were no places around me that had like the demo.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I also
Wait.
refused to go to a Best Buy, so probably didn't help matters either. But I'm pretty sure they didn't have it either anyway, because they never have anything good.
Well, they don't
Best Buy
have
stock.
kiosks for this thing. They
They're
need a
like demo
person.
stations or whatever.
Yeah.
They don't, because the Best Buy near me sucks. As most of them usually do.
Huh. That is weird.
But it's fine though, because since I refuse to stop wearing my glasses, I can't use VR anyway, because it's a pain.
It fits over glasses.
Nope, I don't believe you. You won't get me again, Michael Bay. Yeah. Sorry, I relapsed. Although I think VR actually would work even without my glasses, because like I tried it without my glasses for the Samsung one, and it seemed to like work fine because I think it's like close enough to your face where it's not an issue. So
You're actually focusing on something that's very close to you.
yeah, so I think it's okay, but I still refuse to do it though. So I can't believe the lies anymore, Tropical. I can't believe them anymore.
It's so amazing.
And
Can't wait.
besides, I already have like October games I'm excited about, so I can't.
Like, I cannot think of a game that I'm excited for. I think VR is sort of taken over my brain.
Well, The Last Guardian was there for you before, but now it's delayed, so that's probably why you no longer have an October game. But I do, however. So
Anything? All right, light news and middle segment. It's a short podcast.
You're all welcome.
Do we need to pad it out? Will
No, we
people
do
be
not need to pat it
disappointed?
out, Tropical. I have things to do and get my light levels up, okay? Raid is this weekend. I gotta be ready. And Trials of
Is it this
Trials of
weekend?
Osiris is like after. Yeah, this Friday is when the raid goes out.
Oh, that's a lot sooner than they usually do it.
I know.
Usually they're all like LOLs, raid not for like another 2
Well,
months.
now
so
we have
good
hard
luck.
mode and then hard mode with challenges. So they've figured out how to pump more life into their games. I forgot to
I
talk
hope
about the whole. There is still that that thing where like they reuse old parts of old missions, but then there's like new areas in those old missions you get to go to because there's the part in like one of the Mars missions where you get to go down this thingy where you couldn't go in before in the Clovis Bray building. And it's like, oh, there's something in here. Interesting. So that was nice.
I hope
Oh,
there's a
man.
giant shank.
No, it's just a bunch of Cabal because the Cabal are on Mars, so no surprise there. And then you get to
So
kill
I
them
have
all.
to get
Let's
up
go.
to
I'm in the
360 by Friday.
Yes.
I don't think it's happening. Sorry. I think only 360 gear drops in the raid, actually, so you're not going to be doing that.
Oh, so
Outside of the raid.
350.
Or maybe Trials and Iron Banner 360 gear? I'll have to look at the list.
There's
He
not-
probably can still get decent level from just going through the missions. I mean, I'm sure he'll drop it.
There's
He
not
just
going to be
infuses
Iron
stuff.
Banner before the raid comes out.
No, there's not. But I'm saying
Yeah.
after.
Yeah. What is the recommended light level for the raid?
It's probably going to be like 10 below whatever the armor drops at.
Do. Oh, I should not have typed that. That was confusing. Oh, I think this is it. Do. That's not it.
Good job.
All these websites look the same to me.
That's racist.
Oh,
Well-
here's patch notes. Found it. Found it.
Or did you?
Let's see. Wait, this isn't it. Oh wait, yeah, it is. Wait, this is it. This is. Hold on. I'm on the right site now. Just give me a second. I just gotta click a couple things, and I will be there. Okay, click on the thingy, and then click on the other thingy. It should be
So much
somewhere in here,
thinking.
or not. Okay, whatever. Who cares? We'll talk about it next week. Wrap it up.
Once we've done it. Man, that means I must get cracking too. So, Google us, Aimless Podcasts, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Easiest way to follow the podcasts. And yeah.
So yeah, anything to say before we sign off, Tropical Arbitrary?
I've
Okay.
said my thing.
Bacon and fries.
Alrighty. Well, I did find it. I found it. I'll just put a link in the chat so I don't have to say it. But yeah. Internet, I hope you enjoyed that nice short talk because the hype never dies. That'd be a lesson to you. You gotta believe that it's gonna happen. Like you're gonna one day play that sweet Final Fantasy VII remake that never was supposed to exist because Square Enix just couldn't help themselves, and they're like, let's make this sweet tech demo, and then
It
it
still
just grew into
shouldn't.
its own monster, and it was so big they couldn't stop it, and it's like, yeah, you just can't kill it, man. Sometimes. And then all the Star Wars stuff, like Episode 8, like everyone wanted new or 7. Everyone was like, oh man, new Star Wars, man, because prequels kind of left that bitter, terrible taste in our mouths, which is like, ugh. So nice to get something, even if it's a bit of a rehash of 4, whatever, to like Be like, yeah, still
If
exists.
only hype could make games.
And now we can get them every year. It's great. So
I
yeah.
mean, it kind of does in some cases.
But yeah, that's it for Aimless Pop Z, episode 335. Hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to leave any comments and check us out. aimlesspodcast.com, Aimless Pop Z. Google us on the internet because that's how it works. And until you see or hear from us again, we're now signing off.